everybody, this is Geneva, and today I am going to show you how I made this very basic but very pretty um, card. It's a little bigger than a note card size. It is 4 by 5.5, and I used materials from Michaels for the most part, and it's real easy to do. So let's get started. First, you're going to need a card, and I got these really inexpensively on a sale somewhere. So fold it in half along the crease. Now, one side of this is going to overlap the other, and that is right and proper. What that does is gives the recipient a place to open it. So if they're perfectly even, it's not as simple. Now, you don't have to round your corners. I like rounded corners. So I've got my corner chomper with the 1/4 inch and the 1/2 inch rounded corner cuts. It is by We Are Memory Keepers. I would not be without this. It is officially called Crocodile Corner Chomper. Now they have two. They have this one, which is the 1/4 inch and the 1/2 inch. They also have one that is an 1/8 inch and a 3/8 inch one. And I don't think the 1/8 inch side works very well, but that's me. But I have it, and I wouldn't be without it either. I like the 3/8 inch corner rounder. Now the next is a piece of background color, which I cut a 1/4 inch smaller. So this was cut 3 3/4 inch by 5 1/4 inches. And I'm not going to adhere it down just yet because I have this twine to put around it. The next thing is the decorator paper, which I cut too big. It needs to be cut at 3.5 by 5. Now, if you like a smaller margin around your pattern paper, then by all means make it 1/8 of an inch larger, and it'll make this part around smaller. But to my eye, I like this. And again, use a small side of my corner punch. I've got some Stampin' Up! Creamy Caramel. And let's see which way. There we go. That was correct for you. It's the old-fashioned style of ink pad. And I'm just using a little ink dauber. Edges. Paper is so pretty. It's the Recollections paper from Michaels. I think they still have the stack. There's these lovely vintage colors. Okay, I'm going to adhere that down. The next thing I'm going to do is some baker's twine. I think this is a Dari's brand. I don't remember. But I got it on a nice inexpensive buy. Now, I'm going to put a couple of stripes of adhesive here, and that's to help hold the string on as I wrap it. Now I'm going to tie my bow at the top, and to give it enough room, I just simply take the string down to the bottom. Wrap once, wrap twice, the third time. Now this adhesive will keep this string in place and the card in place while I tie. Okay, now I make a knot. And then I tie my bow. And since this is string, I just tie it like I would if I was tying my shoes. Adjust it to the size I want. Trim this end. And I don't have any waste. Okay, now for the piece in the center. We can adhere this down. My adhesive in my tape gun is bought from tapejungle.com, and they have the 1/4 inch size that will fit my ATG. They also have 3/8, 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, inch, and they will all fit into this guy that I bought from them. And it was a lot less expensive than my ATG. I have a 2-inch stamp that I picked up at Michael's 2-3 days ago. They're in their cheap bin. I think they were $1.50 a piece, and they are just perfect for this. I have these are 2-inch squares, so I made my square an 1/8 inch bigger, so it's 2 1/8 by 2 1/8. Ink up my stamp, and just eyeball the placement. And look at that. Okay, now I'm going to round my corners. This ivory is also from Michael's. It's in there, I buy it in there, they do 3 packs for $10 of just plain colored cardstock. And when it goes on sale, I buy a bunch of it. Okay, now this was cut at 2 1/8 square. So now I cut these at 2 1/4 square, and then rounded off the corners. I'm going to ink around this one. And if you wanted to, you could ink around the card. I chose not to. You could ink around these. Again, I chose not to. And that's the wrong color. My reject colors. So I'm just cutting it under my off camera. I'm sorry about that. Take the counter rounder. Now, paper cutters leave a ridge, and I don't like it, so I just take my foam folder and smooth it out. Take this down. This on the front. And it's sort of centered. Now there's room down at the bottom for me, or the top, for me to do a little banner and maybe stamp a sentiment. If the sentiment's bold enough, you could go right over the top of that. But until I know what the occasion is, I won't put a sentiment on there, and I may not do one at all. Okay, now to finish the inside, again, I got this at Michael's in, wow, which bin? It was over by the stamps. It was a set of 4 with an ocean theme, and so I'm just going to put these in an angle, trying to put them straight up and down. Frustrates the bejesus out of me because I can't get them square. Okay, and on the inside, I'm going to use these two Graphic 45 by the Sea. Is that the their paper set is is indeed by the Sea, and that's where those stamps come from, is from that set of papers. And I'm going to use the same caramel. And it's just a nice, subtle something else. Okay, there it is, all done, easy peasy.